The rookies got to get them hype. Superstar. What's up, baby? What's up, man? How you like it?
I'm good, dog.
Good, man. You look great, man. Man, you look great, man. Notre Dame was in town. Trying to get you to come through, 'cause I know you game and stuff.
I definitely cool.
I know. The OG? What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good.
Always good to see you, family.
Sir, you too.
How your body feeling, man?
It's there.
Hey, I get it. I get it. Okay, fine. We back in it now. Taking it back, man. I already know. How you doing, brother?
Good, bro.
How you feeling?
Great.
Good, man.
Playing ball.
You spend any time in Texas this offseason?
I was there a lot.
Good, man.
A lot.
Good.
Good to see you, man.
How was your offseason, man?
It's good. It's been good.
Man, like y'all had a good time, man.
Yeah, good time trying to get after it. Excited to be back.
You too important for me.
Hey,
Walk over there to see me.
Hey, I was trying to get up.
Let me get Quinn to come over here.
Where do you spend the offseason, Q?
I spent half of it in Atlanta and half of it in Miami. I live
Gotcha.
in Atlanta though, but
Okay.
at the month of like June, July, at the end of June, July,
It's gonna be the one for you this shit, big dog.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We saw it.
I'm playing next to him, though.
Yeah, nah.
we got two.
Yeah, nah, we saw it.
Nah, we
Last
got
season
two.
started coming.
Nah, we good, man. This is
Man,
exciting.
hell yeah.
Yeah, but
Off season a little bit quieter this time though.
Yeah.
Good, good, man.
Focus. Everybody focus. Everybody ain't.
No, sometimes you just want to play football, man.
That's the main thing.
You come out last? Hey, how you feeling, man?
A little more. What's good?
Body good?
Oh yeah.
Ready to roll?
Oh yeah.
All right. Hey, man, so listen, everybody I talk to walked in, say 20 got to stay upright now. They say 20 can be the difference. New York Jets camp, Aaron Rodgers, first play of Lebanon's, goes deep to Garrett Wilson. We're not even here for those two. We were here for Breece Hall. Had his pink shoes on. Listen, what the execs say is he's the next back at the Christian McCaffrey, but can he be an offensive player of the year?
Get that, coach, work, inside out, work, good, here we go, ready?
We believe so. He says he's a big play waiting to happen. Tap in and see what else he says.
Hold up, limitless, take a stomach, can't pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On the vision, I can trust. Limitless, take a stomach, can't pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On the vision, I can trust. Limitless, take a stomach, can't pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up.
what's up, Slim?
Oh, what happening?
My bad.
Rich too. Good,
buddy.
What up, boy? How you doing, family? Yeah. Oh, we got two running backs on the other side.
Yeah. I like
Let's
how
line
people,
it up. Y'all
Hey.
ready?
they casually hide money.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got to I ain't gonna lie. That 1-2 punch right there would be vicious,
We're
though.
gonna get him all the carries, though. I'm good. I want 3.
Hey, shoot, Dalvin went over there thinking he was gonna get carries.
That's my dog, though. That's my dog.
I love Dalvin.
That's my dog.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see a little 1-2 punch, though.
Yeah.
You know, but shit, it is what it
yeah,
is.
it was just more so like just situational stuff. Like the first, about 3-4 weeks, me and him we were actually starting to ascend, and then I think game 5 or 6, like we had 4 or 5 of our starters get hurt in the same game. We had 4 linemen get hurt, so it was kind of difficult for them to kind of know what they wanted to do with both of us after the season. But he was a real good person, bro. He never complained in the facility. Like me and him always kept it 100 with each other. We were on the same like agreement as like whoever has a hot hand gonna be the one that's getting the rocker at the time or whatever. So he a real good dude for sure.
Well, welcome to the show, because you just started doing TV. I love it.
Yeah.
Breece Hall, we appreciate you. New York Jets running back, Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder. I'm Ryan Clark. Welcome to The Pivot, a part of Fanatics. And, in mentioning your relationship with Dalvin, Dalvin is one of the best running backs of his era. Mm-hmm. I think we all can agree with that. You being a young player entering your second year off of an injury, I think that was a big reason why they made that decision. But I want to start before that. You were drafted 36th overall. Only 2 people from where you're from have been drafted higher, Barry Sanders, Cam Wembley. But still, to me, as, multiple Big 12 player of the year, you should have been drafted higher than that. I think, and you can see from especially the way you started your career before the injury and then after, once you were ready to go, we could see that sort of talent that equaled that production at Iowa State. Even in getting drafted, and I know you feel good about it, how difficult was it to sit through an entire round when you knew you were good enough to be drafted?
Yeah, it was still a blessing and everything, but I was definitely frustrated. And just through the process, my agent, Nicole Lynn, I love her. She's like my mom's sister, best friend. So she was very transparent with me and saying, like, if you don't go from 15 to 21, pretty much, then we want you to go in the second round. But me being naive, I'm like, there's not that many players better than me in this draft. Like, after about pick 18, I started getting a little frustrated and everything. And I just remember having my family there at the NFL. I didn't go to the green room, but I was at a resort and everything in Vegas, and my whole family was there, a lot of friends from college and everything. And I just remember, after the last pick, I was just like, this really just happened, and just trying to hold back tears, just anger and everything. And Nicole pulled me in my room, and she told me everything's gonna be fine. And all the guys that I was at the combine, for the combine with, like Sauce, Jermaine, Trayvon Walker, just a lot of guys that went in the first round, like they were all, celebrating everything, and I'm just in my room sad, emotional, just, asking why me. And I knew the next day, I wasn't gonna be around for too much longer, but it sucked. But that was like my fuel, just, there wasn't that many people better than me, and I'm gonna show everybody every week.
But why were you always there? Because I even read about it where you was on JV and scoring like 10 touchdowns a game and shit, and they still ain't put your ass on varsity.
Yeah.
Like that feeling, brother, always being, I guess, undervalued, as I would say, kind of what you and RC talking about.
Yeah.
Like, why? What's the explanation of that?
Nah, my coach in high school was a little more strict. He just didn't think I was ready yet. I was, easily just as talented, if not more talented, than a lot of guys on the team, but just my maturity and my work ethic wasn't there. Like, I could go out on the field every day and naturally be better than everybody, but I wasn't showing up to weights and everything how I should have been. So that's how he made me pay for it. And that was like my learning year, and I'm kind of happy I didn't play varsity because we weren't that good that year. And then once I got to play varsity the next season, we were really good going to state and everything. And that made me really hungry, and that made me want to prove a lot of the guys that I grew up with and played Little League with that was already playing varsity that, I'm still that dude for sure.
Breece, I know Freddie T's about to go. It may have helped the team that you rushed for like 2 bands 2 years in a row to be better too.
Yeah.
Like it helps when you have a future NFL running back playing in the backfield too. So.
Yeah. So and it was a blessing because a lot of the guys that I played my high school ball with, I grew up with and played Little League with too. So we were all just best friends throughout middle school. Went to middle school with them and then playing in high school. So it was just like you going out every day, just having fun with your boys.
Going back to where RC left off, where you were drafted, do you recall the backs that were taken ahead of you?
Oh, no, I was RB1.
He was the first back in that draft? See, so that's the bullshit I don't like, right? So NFL has this thing where they devalue the running back position so much, and that affects your draft position, right? And I believe that once they get you in there, they turn around and try and take advantage.
How much they love you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, here you go, carry. And then when it's time to pay you, the conversation and all of that changes.
Yeah.
Why Iowa State? Do you think, I guess I want to ask you, why do you think you fell to 36?
I kind of ask myself that question a lot because, like, if you look at my film and my stats, the production and the big plays and everything's there. So that was my biggest thing. I killed the combine, had one of the best combine performances ever from a running back and everything. And like that, and I thought after my combine performance, I killed pro day and I was like, all right, cemented, I'm going first round. And I guess it just didn't happen, I don't know. But and I look at other guys and look at my stats compared to them in college and my combine and all the metrics and stuff like that. And I'm like, doesn't make sense, but it is what it is, though.
Do you think, we're all SEC boys, unless you're Florida. Do you think the outcome or the conversation changes if you did what you did versus SEC rosters?
Nah, not really, because you look at like my dog Bijan, Big 12, and he did everything he did, great running back. I look at him, like me and him were competing with each other in college every year, just who's gonna be the best, and he went first round. He had everything. For me, I think it's more so just I went to a smaller school. Nobody really knew who I was until everybody started kind of looking at, okay, running backs and towards the combine, towards the draft and everything. So kind of later, but you look at everything I did in college, back-to-back, Big 12 Player of the Year, All-American, all that type of stuff is like, I felt like everything was there, just didn't happen that way.
You mentioned Sauce earlier and Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah.
You're actually a part of a historic class
Yeah.
of draft picks, especially the first 4 picks of a draft. We're talking about Sauce, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, and yourself.
Yeah.
4 people with Hall of Fame potential. Teams don't get that sort of opportunity to collect a group of talent like that. How much do you guys relish in the fact that y'all could be the class or the individuals that get the Jets back to glory?
It's crazy because, like I said, me, Sauce, and Jermaine were at the same place for training for the combine, and just us joking around, we all were like super confident, knew that we were really good in everything. Jermaine was arguably the best DN, Sauce was the best corner, I'm the best running back. So I just remember seeing Jermaine, Sauce, and Garrett get drafted, and then the next day my phone's ringing from a New Jersey area code, and I'm like, wow. Then the next thing you know, Sauce FaceTimes me, he answers the phone, and he's just shaking his head. He's like, yeah, it's go time. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. But Garrett, I've known Garrett since high school because we played on the same All-American team. And so me and him we got really cool through that, and then just us keeping tabs on each other through college and everything. I remember him hitting me up a few times, and so those two, Garrett and then Sauce is from Detroit. I was born in Detroit too, so we kind of all had a little connection for sure.
So does Garrett win the Rookie of the Year if Breece Hall doesn't get hurt? Do y'all ever have that conversation?
Yeah, we do. We always joke around about it, but I think I like to say I would have won it just because that's a competitor I am, but I was happy he did. If it wasn't going to be me, I wanted it to be him and Sauce. So seeing them win it was definitely great. But I just remember, when you have a season-ending injury and everything, you kind of go through that process of asking, like, why me? Why this happened to me? And for me, that was my first time ever getting hurt my whole life. I never was in the training room like that, or, I had some dings and nicks, but I never had nothing that held me out for months or anything like that. So I just remember we were playing Denver, and I had just ran like a 60, 70-yard touchdown. And then we ran the same play the next drive. And I remember I saw Pat Surtain breaking off a block, and I tried to slow down and just fell on the ground. And I was kind of like feeling my knee, like, okay, what happened? So I get up, and I start walking back to the locker room. They made me get on the cart or whatever. We go to X-ray, nothing, and then we get on the training table, and they start doing this little thing with my knee, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's intact. But I guess like my quads and stuff were so strong, so I'm still jumping around. Like I'm like, no, I feel good, I feel fine. And then they were like, no, we can't let you go back out there till you get an MRI tomorrow. So we win the game, we're flying back, and as we're flying back, my knee starts to swell up a lot, and that's when I knew I was like, okay, I definitely did something, but I still didn't think I tore my ACL. And then I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, go get my MRI, and I found out, and I just remember just crying, like, damn, my whole season's over with already. And that's the first thing, like, not adversity, but like as far as injuries, that's the first thing I ever been through, so I just didn't really know how to take it or anything.
And I'm on y'all, Freddie, you just asked it. I'm on y'all side, bro. I played too. I had 4 ACL reconstructions, 17 knee surgeries, microfractures, I had it all.
Yeah.
But that's why y'all are devalued.
Yeah.
Because y'all getting your ass bashed in every single play.
Right.
You go to cut back and the wheel linebacker hit you in the knee. You know what I'm saying? Like, Isn't that part of it? Is the ops of a Garrett Wilson go out there and play around with a cornerback all game.
Yeah.
And y'all got 270-pound linebacker trying to fuck y'all up every single play.
Yeah, but it's also frustrating too because we touching the ball the third most other than the quarterback and the center, and they're relying on us the most. So especially for me, I feel like I'm the best playmaker on the team other than Garrett. Me and Garrett go hand in hand for that. And, that's why I feel like my value is so high because I do it both ways. I do it in the run game and pass game. So I feel like, I look at myself as one of those guys like McCaffrey or Bijan, Le'Veon Bell, those type of guys where my value's up here, and I feel like I can be one of those special running backs for a team that could be a difference maker. So I feel like I should be valued high.
Do you think if you had a neck, it'd be easier?
Hey, what side that chain is? What side the chain is,
Chain is a 57.
Can't be trusted.
That boy gonna chip the trout.
No traps on
He ain't
there.
gonna never had no neck injury. Hey, ever. He is next level.
His spine strong, ain't it? Goodness.
Yeah, it's all the shrugs, everything over the years. That's all it is.
That's why those dudes be bouncing off you. I want to go back. You mentioned the ACL and frustration. Exactly how frustrating was it when your rookie year ended? You don't have to been excited. You were the starter, and then that injury happens, and then the process of rehab and going through and coming back.
Yeah.
Like, describe all of that for us.
So once I found out I got hurt, stuff didn't really start getting frustrating until I started doing my rehab. So after I get surgery, the next day I was walking and everything a little bit, putting some weight on it, because I didn't have any meniscus or anything. It was just straight ACL. And then with me running and squatting and trying to cut and stuff again, like it was just days I couldn't do it. I was so sore, or I just didn't have the confidence to do it. So it'd be days where I would just have to step away from the trainers and everybody for 10, 15 minutes, and I would just be so frustrated and just go out there and just try to push through it. That's when you get the best out of yourself, is when you're sore, you're hurting, and you push through it, just so you know that, okay, I'm still progressing and everything. But I definitely had my days where I didn't want to be there, didn't want to do it. But luckily, I had some great trainers. Shout out to my main trainer that was with me, Bobby Daplin. He did a really good job of just pushing me and being transparent with me, and kind of knowing how to handle me and how my emotions were. Because, like I said, it was my first injury, and I didn't have a high pain tolerance, and I was just like, what's going on? Why can't I do everything I used to? And even my first game, I was still kind of nervous and everything. Luckily, I ended up having a pretty good outing for my first one, so that gave me a huge confidence booster after that.
After your first game, which was that the game? You had like 10 catches or something early, right? I can't remember.
No, I think I had 10 carries for like 120
10
or
carries.
something like that.
So,
yeah.
And was that the game afterwards? You was like, at some point, you was like, I was still that dude. Like, I thought that I was still that dude.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because even like that game, like I still wasn't 100%. I felt good enough to play, and I was like, if I can play, I'm gonna play. Forget it. And then just throughout the season, I just kept getting better and better, even though it's like I was still dealing with a lot of pain and waking up not really wanting to practice and stuff like that, but just trying to fight through it, just trying to get stronger every day. And after, I just remember the first game after Aaron got hurt, I was like, all right, if we gonna win, it's gonna be because our playmakers, me and Garrett, we're gonna have to help the team out a little more. So just taking that burden on myself and just trying to do everything for the team I could.
In mentioning Aaron, you played the first year as a rookie. You get injured. Now that next offseason, you're rehabbing, and Aaron Rodgers becomes your quarterback. And it's this huge frenzy around the New York Jets. Mm-hmm. It's hard knocks. We were there, right? We come to camp, and you have all of those things, and then you do have the letdown, the fourth play of the season. Now your future first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback goes down. This offseason has been a little different. Yeah. Talk a little bit about the feel of the locker room headed into your third year, but the true first year of expecting to have Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback.
Yeah, the whole locker room aspect is different, especially like even Aaron, he did a great job of telling me, like once I got back, he was like, bro, like when you're out there, there's a whole different vibe from the team. Like, so I just feel like now, and especially that Aaron's back, he was practicing and everything, like, everybody's just uber confident. We go out there, there's not a play that we don't think is going to work. And then we got a new and improved O-line, especially with some old pieces we had from last season. We got Mike Williams. We know we got Hassan Reddick. Like, just adding those pieces, our team's so confident right now, we think we can do whatever we want.
I was going to say, with playing with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who just a monster, we all played against him. Mm-hmm. Hell, we got you about 20 years. The man been playing for a while.
Yeah.
RC played with Big Ben, who's a monster.
Yeah.
Fred played with Joe Namath and Y.A. Tittle and them boys.
See, you ain't the only one that get it. It's all good.
Hey, Chad, they tried to trade for Joe Montana so Fred could play with him.
Him and Jerry Rice used to work out in the offseason, but like to play and not even, like, I always say when you talk about somebody else, you badmouth somebody else. No, but like you just said, to be in the locker room and then now have a first ballot Hall of Fame, like what does Aaron Rodgers bring? What was the thing that you saw immediately like, okay, this is what Hall of Fame looks like?
Yeah, just when we're on the field, just that sense of calm. Like, we think everything's going to work. We know that, he's going to see stuff and check us out of stuff that's going to put us in a position to be successful all the time. So I say on the field is just that sense of calm and confidence. And then off the field, he's real big about us, having a brotherhood and us being together. So he always tries to, include the team and doing stuff, joking around. We threw a Halloween party last year that was super fun. It was a great Gatsby theme, and he pulls up with a horse in a chariot, like trying to show off and everything. So it's just little stuff he does and how he can talk to anybody. He was my locker mate too, so me and him, gained a really great friendship just from him telling me, just really having deep conversations and stuff like that, especially with us being hurt and everything. But yeah, he's just a great overall dude. And y'all know he has his own opinions, and social media is always on him and everything like that. So just hearing the way he talks and why he is the way he is, why he thinks the way he thinks, he's just a super unique human being.
Who's been your biggest influence or mentor since you started playing ball?
Other than my high school coach, Steve Martin, he was the one that put in my head after my sophomore year. He was like, you can be the greatest thing to come out of Wichita after Barry Sanders. And that really made me lock in when he told me that. And I had my friends telling me I was going to the NFL. I'm playing JV football, just because I was more talented, more athletic, faster than everybody. And then probably my stepdad, his name Jeff Smith, he played at Nebraska, coached by Tom Osborne, and played for the Chiefs and the Bucks. So just having mentors like that to, always talk to me, keep me on track and everything. And I also just say, just my friends, just never let me get in any trouble. Always making sure I was making it to practice, making it to lifts. If I didn't have a car, I didn't have a ride and everything. Just guys going out of their way to show me love. And that's why I feel like now, I try to include them in everything I do. I want them coming to games. I want them coming to my camps. I want them, being here when I work out and stuff like that. Because, a lot of people help me get to where I'm at. And I feel like, not that I owe them anything, but I feel like I want them to be included on this journey with me as well.
And along that journey, to go from Iowa State to New York, from Wichita to Iowa State to New York, what was that adjustment like?
It was different. I say people from the Midwest are overly polite, really nice, considerate. And you get in New York, you're driving and people are trying to force their way into your lane, not letting you get over. People will bump into you walking and they won't hold the door open for you. Just little stuff like that. You notice that Midwest people are like, wow, people out there are really, really nice. And then I say the food is a lot different. It's a lot more, in New York, it's a lot more Italian food, bagels and different stuff like that. But for us to be young and to have the draft class we did and us have the success that we've had as young players, being in New York is perfect because of the market. And then just them having everything from fashion to the nightlife and just a little bit of everything, sports and everything. It's like the perfect spot to be.
Breece, along with all of those amazing things you mentioned, there's the media of New York as well, which is really tough. And there's some crazy fans. Can you sort of take me through the airport situation and why Carl Banks, a Giants legend of all things, had to step in between you and a fan that's screaming, "Slap me"?
Yeah. So it was after the Super Bowl. Everybody goes out there to do their marketing stuff and enjoy their time out there before the game and after the game and everything. And I remember coming back from my flight. I guess somehow they got my flight numbers or my frequent flyer numbers or something like that. And so I walk out of my gate and walk through walk in the baggage claim, and two guys come out with a big cart, and it's like pylons, footballs, mini helmets, trading cards, a whole bunch of stuff. And the guy asked me if I could sign it was a row of 9 trading cards, and I signed them real quick. And I was like, all right, I'm not signing anything else. Just because I feel like in the airport, you kind of invaded my privacy. Not trying to be bothered, just trying to, walk through there, listen to my music, chill out. And I had my hood and my hat on, so I knew they were waiting on me. They knew what flight I was coming off of and everything. And so as I'm walking to the baggage claim, he kept bothering me and kept asking me. And I'm like, I just signed nine cards for you, bro. I'm not trying to sign anything else. And just trying to be polite and trying to de-escalate the situation. And so I text my marketing guy, and because he was on the same flight as me, he's like, all right, I'm gonna be over there in a little bit. So he walks over, and he's like, nah, Breece isn't signing anything else. And the guy's like, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him. Stop talking to me. Just being overly disrespectful to him. And so we get to baggage claim, and I'm waiting, and I'm not paying him any attention, but he's literally right here, and I'm turning around, and he keeps talking to me. And then Carl, that's when he was on the same flight as us as well, and he was waiting at baggage claim, and he steps over. I just turn around, and I'm like, bro, they could do something to you for this. This isn't right. And he took that as a threat, oh, they can fight you, or I'm like, okay, whatever. So he starts screaming and being overly obnoxious. And so I turn around and I laugh at him, and I just turn back around waiting for my bags. And then I turn around one more time, and I just see 40 people sitting there like this. I was like, oh my gosh. So I grabbed my bag and we got out of there real quick. And then 4 hours later, TMZ posted on the.
Did you say you was gonna slap him? Why was he screaming, "Slap me"?
Because the way I related was he took it as oh, they're about to beat you up or something like that. And So he kept yelling, and I just turned around, I'm laughing at him and everything, and I'm like, I see everybody record, and I'm just like, this is crazy. I never had anything happen to me like that. I was like, this is crazy, bro. So then from then on, after that, like my agent, they like, every time I go to the airport, they have somebody with me, like whether it's security or like somebody from the marketing side of it or anything, because like, that time it's like, I was just like, bro, this is I didn't know what to do because bro literally sitting here right in my face, and my marketing dude, they trying to get him out of my face and everything, and I was just sitting there, I just turned around, I was acting like I'm trying to not hearing him and everything, and this went on for like 10 minutes longer than what the video was though. Like I'm waiting on my bag, and he really like in my face yelling at me like, are you finna sign this? Can you sign this? Like talking, just being overly like obnoxious, and I was like, oh.
You a good man, boy.
I'm saying, but bro, that got to be. What did that change in you, though? Because that got to be annoying as hell. Like you just said, it upset me that now you can't walk through the airport, go grab your bag, and get in the damn Uber.
Yeah.
You got to have a dude escort you to the airport. You big as hell. You can headbutt somebody to hell, and they gonna go to sleep. Like, was that an eye-opening situation for you?
Yeah, because like I think if it was a little younger me, like college and everything, and we was like in Iowa or like outside the airport, then I probably would have been a little more like got mad. I probably would have done something to him, but just me being in the airport and I had people like around me, I was just like, it ain't even worth it. But then I get all my friends joking like, oh, he was gonna do something to you. I'm like,
you know the boys gotta say something.
Like, bro, stop playing with me, bro. Like, so yeah, I'm like, y'all don't even understand. Like even if we want to do something, even if we could do something, we really can't because we're gonna get in trouble for it. So I was just like, nah, you got it, bro. It's whatever.
You said something earlier. You talked about your value. And Freddie T even mentioned the devaluing of the running back position. It seems like CMC has cracked the code because he keep getting money above everybody else. There was Jeremy Fowler did this survey or poll of executives in the offseason, and they did the top 10 running backs. At number 1 is Christian McCaffrey. At number 2 is Breece Hall. At 3, I think it's Nick Chubb, and then it's Saquon Barkley. You're only in your 3rd year. Your first year was cut short. For the executives in the league to think that highly of you, that says what they feel about the film they've seen. You, as Breece Hall, what makes you feel about yourself in a way that you belong amongst the names of Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley?
I just think it's like still my ceiling and my potential. Like for me, that was different from me than other guys. I feel like every time I touch the ball, I'm just a big play waiting to happen. Like whether you throw me the ball, you toss me the ball, hand it off to me, like I can take it to the crib whenever I want to. I feel like that's what separates me from a lot of guys. And I watch a lot of guys. I watch Bijan, I watch Chubb, I watch Jameer, I watch McCaffrey. Like I watch everybody, and like I like measuring myself up to those guys. But I feel like if you look at my situation from the last 2 years and like our rankings and everything, just from that standpoint and what I've still been able to produce, especially with Garrett as well, I feel like we should definitely have a little bit more respect in the league than what we do. And luckily, like, it was a blessing that they did put me number 2, but I feel like I still got a lot to prove. I haven't even had a 1,000-yard season yet, so it's just little stuff like that I'm like, okay, once I do this, and I could be cemented number 1.
You mentioned some of those guys. Who, along with you, though, do you feel like, and I'm not even gonna do that to you. I'm gonna take you out of it, right? Let's say Breece Hall isn't a part of the New York Jets or a part of the league. You're just a fan of running backs. Who are some of those guys that you like, hey, man, these are the dudes, and tell me a little bit about why they are.
Healthy Nick Chubb, because if you see the way his legs is 2 of mine, one of his legs is 2 of mine. Like you can't, no one person is tackling him, and I saw that firsthand my rookie year. We got one of the best defenses in the league, and you see he running through arm tackles. He's breaking C.J. Mosley and Quincy Williams tackles, and you see them big pullers running in front of him. Like nobody bringing him down by themselves. So just seeing how he has a big playability and he has a big like way of just forcing missed tackles and everything. He up there alone. McCaffrey, because he does everything right. Like if you watch his film from routes to his path on his outside zone, inside zone, like the little stuff like that for him, that's what sets up his big runs because he's doing everything the right way. He never takes a play off. He's great in the pass game, great in the run game. He's good at pass pro too. Healthy Jonathan Taylor, you see he already, like, and people don't even think about him. Healthy Jonathan Taylor, top 5 easily. Just because he also does everything well. Big play waiting to happen. 4.3 speed, 6'1", 230. Like
He look like this dude.
Yeah, exactly.
He plays like this dude plays,
Exactly.
man.
JT, nice.
Yeah, healthy Saquon, one of none. He does everything well. Super quick twitch, shifty, fast, long speed. I feel like me and him are real similar. We're just a big play waiting to happen. And then I juggle between like Bijan and Jameer.
The young guys.
Yeah, I really like them. Like I watch every play Bijan had in college. Like me and him were always contacting each other, talking to each other. We got the same agent. Like me and him are like this. So we work out at Sports Academy out here, just always challenging each other, pushing each other. Watching him, like he's similar to me in a way. Like I think he's a little shiftier than me, but he's a big play waiting to happen. You throw it to him, he runs routes, throw him a bubble screen.
I'm gonna tell you what now. That's a scary list. I think what Bijan was able to do, especially early last year when they got him the ball.
Yeah.
But Jameer's ascension into
Throughout the end of the season,
when they started to really put it in his hands, like he added a different dimension to that offense of speed that I think changed what they was doing. I know you had something.
And bro, I was gonna say, because the guys you bring up, they volume guys.
Yeah.
Like you get C-Mac touched the ball. You know he touching the ball. We talk about it all the time. We talk about him like those guys touching the ball.
Yeah.
Are you that guy? Can you encourage your coaches to be like, Coach, I need me 22.
Yeah.
I pass, run, flip, put under center here, wildcat bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because those guys get the ball a lot, and that's how you get 2,000 yards. Derrick Henry's another one. He's a different style of back to you. He's a pounder back.
Exactly. That's why like he's also a top running back as well. But it's hard for me to like watch him because we so different. Like we don't play the same. We don't run the same. Like we don't. Like he's an alien. I'm gonna just say that he does everything in a different way.
Big old bastard.
Exactly. Like he does everything in a different way. And like for me, like if you watch like my volume in college, I was getting 20, 25 carries a game. And like last season, it was like the first priority for every team is stop Breece. I'm getting 8, 9-man boxes, so throw it to Garrett, like, because I'm getting the ball, got to make 2 people miss in the hole and everything like that. But now that we added a few pieces to the team, we add Mike Williams, you press him, just throw him the fade, boom. Mm-hmm. Garrett, you press him, throw him the fade, throw him a quick slant, whatever he want to do. And with Aaron, like nobody's about to load the box, so that's when I'm really like, it's gonna be one of those things like Christian McCaffrey with Brock, like, and all the pieces they got. Like, no, you can't always load the box on them. So if you can't do it to me, I feel like that's when I'm really gonna get off and do whatever I want.
The good thing about you is you can catch it well too.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of the play caller just simply getting the ball in your hand and allowing you to do your thing. You mentioned Quincy and CJ. Mm-hmm. You throw in Quentin, you throw in Sauce. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you got the best defense in the NFL. Practicing against those guys each and every day.
Yeah. Frustrating.
That's dope.
Frustrating. I'm trying to get to that point. Is there a defense, considering you're practicing against your defense every day, is there a defense out there that I wouldn't say you fear, but like when I play
respect.
Respect. I love respect. Is there a defense out there that you respect, or do you simply just respect them all?
No, I definitely don't respect them all. No.
You can't. That's the answer I want.
Nah.
Asking them teams,
it's just
Freddie
my
T.
mentality. Like,
I mean, because Steelers, obviously. So, yeah. I mean, but yeah.
But I got them my rookie year, so I ain't worried about them.
You can't say that in here. I don't know, because he gets a little. The Steelers.
I mean, it ain't the 08 Steelers. I ain't tripping.
Really, I think what's going to be my biggest test is week 1. We play San Francisco. Like, that's going to be my biggest test. Is everybody going to hype up me versus McCaffrey, then Fred Warner. They got all those guys on the other side of the ball. McCaffrey versus CJ Quincy. You know, Sauce versus Debo. BA, like, if he's still there. I think that's going to be my biggest test, especially with, like I said, we got a new and improved team. So we got every piece that we need. So I feel like, you know, now that we have every piece, now everybody's gonna get to see the full version of me, and because I got some help now. But even before that, like everybody knew I was a problem before. It's just the situation we was in. We dealt with a lot of injuries, playing with 4 or 5 different quarterbacks and everything. It's always hard to be successful that way. So I think that's gonna be my biggest test. But so far, you know, the team that's had my number probably been New England. New England's done a really good job.
Great defense.
Yeah, they've always done a really good job versus me. That's probably the team I get frustrated going against the most. But I feel like I can get off every game. I feel like every time I step out on the field, like I got that mentality. Aaron got that mentality. Garrett got that mentality. Like I'm the best player. Like I said, I'm a big play waiting to happen. Like nobody can you get in front of me, I'm taking me every time. So that's just my confidence. And it could be arrogance, whatever the case may be, but I feel like with the guys I got blocking for me right now, like any team we go against, I'm taking me.
I mean, you set it up perfectly for me. You mentioned what CMC does with his quarterback. You mentioned the fact that you played the San Francisco 49ers week 1. You were the 2-time Big 12 Player of the Year. You had a quarterback that started a ton of games, gets drafted at the last pick of the entire draft, and becomes one of the best quarterbacks in the league and has already gone to a Super Bowl. What was it you saw in Brock Purdy that could have told you before everyone else knew that he had an opportunity to be a really good pro quarterback?
For me, it was just seeing how hard Brock worked in college. And Brock was my roommate for two and a half years and everything. So having conversations with him, he always told me he was never the most talented, never the fastest, never the biggest, never had the strongest arm. So he always had to work overly hard just to meet a bridge of being as good as everybody else. So seeing how hard he worked, it would be workouts that we had that the running backs and linebackers, we failing stuff and Brock's still going. Just little stuff like that, just seeing the little intangible stuff that he had to him. And then just seeing how good of a person he was. Brock wasn't a partier. He wasn't going out drinking, doing none of that stuff. He was always football, which sometimes we try to pull him out of that, just bro, let's play the game or let's do something. But just seeing how he's an All-American person, his faith in God, he never does anybody wrong. He always does the right thing. Just seeing how good of a person, how hard of a worker he was. And he in college, he always had big play potential too, this potential to do a lot of stuff. We had some very big wins and everything. And us being at a small school, we didn't get the most talented people. So we kind of had to do a little bit more with less, which worked out in our favor sometimes, sometimes it didn't. But I always knew he had it in him to, be a great player. But what he's doing now is a complete surprise. But he always even told me, he was like, bro, as long as I got the pieces around me, I'm gonna be successful. So just hearing him say that, and then now for him to have the pieces he needed, he's successful. So I really a surprise.
Y'all call me what y'all want to. Frugal, tight on money.
I think cheap is.
You like cheap? But I like to save money. But fellas, I ain't gonna walk through no damn hot coals. I ain't doing too much to save the money. I just love to save money. But with Mint Mobile, for 3-month plan, it's $15 a month. It's no hoops to jump through, no BS. And listen here, it's easy to get. $15 a month. And the hardest part of, you know what it was the breakup with the old wireless plan, because they gonna give me the flam gullery. Mint Mobile got me.
I mean, for me, it's easy. Right now, my old wireless people, they just got hacked, all my information all over the internet. This is perfect timing, and you get the same thing. Unlimited talk, text, 5G, and it's cheap. Man, sign me up.
Dang, I mean, they got all your selfies too, huh, Freddie T?
All my selfies.
Well, if you want to get started, you just go to mintmobile.com/pivot, and it says it right there for you. 3-month plan, $15 a month. It's the perfect time for us too. We're about to get on our training camp tour. We got to be able to connect with the fam while we're gone. This is a perfect time for us.
Yep.
To get started, go to mintmobile.com/pivot. It's a 3-month plan, $15 a month, and it's an unlimited plan. So no matter where we are during our training camp tour, we can reach out, text, call, whatever we need, and we can get through to the fam.
See how easy it is to switch to Mint Mobile and get 3 months premium wireless for $15 a month.
To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/pivot. That's mintmobile.com/pivot. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/pivot. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for more details.
Well, first off, I gotta ask, what the fuck is a Breece? I was about to say it, and I gotta ask, is it a family name? Is it a mistake?
Nah, I forgot the way my mom told me. I think she had a friend with Breece in her name. It was longer, but it had Breece in her name, and my mom just liked the sound Breece. She liked it was different. So she named me Breece. My sister's name is Naria, so we got real different names, which is unique. I like it. I don't want to be like nobody else anyway, so I'm cool with it.
Bro, you the first Bree. Y'all know any other Breezes?
I do not.
It's unique.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's very unique. And bro, when you say stuff even about yourself and about Purdy, I go to church. I try to do good by people. I'm not winning no Super Bowls. I didn't win no Super Bowls. I didn't go to no Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
For you to translate, watch Purdy, and it's you and himself, for you to be a top 3 back, and for him to be what he's doing right now, there has to be something that you can see that translates now, you being in the league and being at a lower tier. I'm not bad-mouthing Iowa State, whatever, but a lower tier college and seeing, we both had these that now is translating over because, working hard, there's a lot of dudes that run hard and do 10 more hundreds than everybody else and ain't gonna make it in the league.
Right. Like I said, we had to do more with less. That's really what it was. Like, I just remember in high school when we were at the All-American game and guys like Garrett and everybody asking me where I'm going, I say Iowa State, dudes is laughing at me and everything. And I'm a 4-star recruit, I'm a higher recruit, and dudes is like, why are you going to Iowa State? And then fast forward, 3 years later, and then, I'm doing everything I'm doing. And with Brock, I just remember Brock having a big freshman year, and then he went through his ups and downs in college, but seeing him still remain the same person, be the same guy every day, that's how I knew he was different, because a lot of guys that went through what he went through in college would have transferred, folded, would have wanted to do something else. But seeing him stay the same guy and keep his faith and everything, he got a different juice in him. I don't know what it is, but I've always...
I have a thought. Maybe the coaches knew they didn't have to depend on Brock because they had a Breece, Yeah. But a moment ago, you said you guys got all the pieces in place to go and be successful. That's what you told us.
Yeah.
But you've also told the media that one added piece could be Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
How huge would that be if that possibility would come to fruition?
It would be hectic for sure, especially with the receivers managing who gonna touch the ball, because I know I'm getting my touches, but I don't know. They gonna have to figure that out between them 3. But yeah, I feel like if we got him, it'll be another case of pick your poison. Who you want to beat you? You want me to beat you? You want them 3 out there to beat you with Tyler Conklin and Jeremy Ruckert? That's all we need right there. So I feel like if we did add him, they would say it was a cheat code, basically.
We were talking about the devaluing of the position. He said he's going to get his carries. Most time when you talk contracts, they base the meat of the contracts are based on the first 3 years, right? Sometimes you get especially for rookies, you kind of get that year to fill things out. Not every rookie makes a splash. Yeah. I believe they also give you sort of an injury year or a down year. But that 3rd year really determines the decisions that are going to be made in the front office, whether they're going to consider you like they call me, and they consider me injury prone at one point, but I still put up numbers. They say they'll question your production, but ultimately a decision has to be made at that particular point. Coming into this season, do you have any pressures or do you feel any pressures entering this season?
Also, too, I think because I want you to answer his question, we should remind the viewers and the listeners, part of going 36 is you get to get money quicker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Right? So that's another part of why this year is very important.
Correct.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have any added pressure. It's just I've always had the highest expectations on myself. Like, coming in as a rookie, I wanted to rush for 1,000 yards, make a Pro Bowl, do everything, and it was trending that way. I just got hurt, and then last year we dealt with a lot of injuries, a lot of different quarterback play and different stuff like that. But if you look at my production, from the situation we were in, it's way better than what it should have been. So, McCaffrey, the only person I think almost in the league that had more all-purpose yards than me, total yards than me. Right. So that speaks for itself in a way. But for me, my whole life, my coaches have always preached to me to do the little things right. Your natural talent will take over. So this offseason, just locking in, I had an offseason to get better and not just get back to playing football. So that's going to take care of itself. And then for me, it's like this your 3rd year. You don't got no excuses. Either go out there and be the best or don't. That's all it is. I got all the potential to. I got the team around me to do it. So it's now it's no excuses. You might as well type of thing.
And bro, man, you a good-looking dude. He talked about the transition from Wichita, which I don't know what the fuck y'all doing, Wichita, to Iowa State, and now to New York. You talked about people bumping into you, but some people gotta shoot at you now. You got an old lady? You kept one from back in the day?
Nah, I don't got no girl or nothing. It was a lot. Yeah, once I got to the NFL, it was a lot different than college because in Iowa it ain't nothing but like farm. Like it's just a whole different dynamic. So you get to New York and you get a little bit of everything. But luckily I got a strict mom, so she ain't really going for none of that. She said I can't date till I'm 30. So
You said what now?
You can't tell Channing
You
that.
ain't gonna date till you 30.
yeah, nah, I'm chill.
So you backed
kicking
up.
it.
Hey, no wonder why he be getting out of Dodge on him.
He's angry.
Crazy. Nah.
In that, when you look up the story of your record-setting touchdown streak in college, the picture is you hugging your mom. You mentioned your stepfather. I also think, are you related to Roger Craig
Cousin.
in some way? Roger Craig is your cousin, so you've had some of these people so into your career, but man, you know how moms is. They so into your life.
Yeah.
How vital has that relationship been for your development of who Breece Hall the person is?
Yeah, it's been the biggest thing just seeing my mom. She went through the whole single mother thing for a while. Seeing her, she never said no, was always able to find a way to do anything for me and my sister, whether it was paying for cleats, showing up to practices, games, going out of her way just to be places. Like I almost get emotional talking about it because we went through a lot when I was growing up. So just seeing like her go through everything and all the stuff she was willing to put aside for me and my sister. It means a lot to me for sure. So I feel like I always got to repay her and show her the most love and just make her proud of me just because how much work she put in for us. And then my older sister, she's 2.5, almost 3 years older than me. So I call her, she's like my sister mom. Like she was waking me up for school, taking me to school, picking me up, making me food and everything. So those two, like without them, I wouldn't be doing nothing. They made me who I am for sure.
What's the goal for mom? Because you about to hit him in the head. You about to hit somebody in the head.
She don't really care. As long she the type, as long as I'm straight, she's straight, and I'm the type, as long as her and my sister good, and I'm good. So whatever I get her, like it's gonna be nice. So she be content. Like, but I always make sure I do it big for my mom and my sister for sure. And then my stepfather, I got a different type of respect for him, just as a man, for him to, come into a single woman's life with 2 kids and step up and be a father figure for us. I almost get emotional talking about that too, bro. And I didn't realize it till I got to later in high school and college, just seeing the shoes he had to fill. He never said no. He was always there. Never heard him complain. Got us whatever we needed. Picked us up and took us wherever we needed. Just always being there. And then for him to be another influence for me as far as playing sports and everything, and just for him just to see how humble he is, that rubbed off on me as well. Just to not gotta flex or not gotta always be on social media posting talking about it. And just seeing how much respect he has around everywhere we go, back home and everything, it means a lot. But they put so much work into me and made it to the point to where it was like, it got to the point where I knew I was destined to make it just because, I had so many people in my corner. And like I said, just me, they always preach to me, just do the little stuff right. My natural talent will take over, and that carried on from high school to college to now. So I can't thank them enough, man.
You talk about getting emotional with those things. The one thing I listened to you say was the fact that your sister had to do a lot, whether it was pick you up or drop you off or cook. That feels like it was saying your mom was out grinding, trying to. What does seeing your mother work so hard, seeing her sacrifice and put things aside, how did that affect your work ethic? How did seeing that, whether it was an inspiration to make sure one day she didn't have to do it, or it was to be able to see that and say, nah, like sometimes we got to put our feet to the grind to provide for who we love?
Yeah, so my mom, she's a flight attendant. She's been doing it for north of 30 years. And, she would have to be gone for sometimes days at a time. So then it was just me and my sister thugging. And when we were younger, we'd probably go stay the night at my aunt's house and chill out with them and stuff. But just my sister being not that much older than me and taking on that burden of, cooking, cleaning, picking me up, taking me to school, taking me to practice, picking me up from practice along with my stepdad once he came into the picture and everything. It was just for my sister, me and her, we went from not being that close, and then once I got a little older, me and her, now we're like this. Like I said, she's my sister mom. So just for her to be there for me, and she's an inspiration for me just to see how hard she works and how she doesn't rely on me for anything. She's so independent that she likes doing her own thing. And happily, my mom taught her that she doesn't need to rely on anybody. She can make her own way, do what she needs to do herself and everything. So,
is because this is like the most interesting part of the whole conversation to me, is that the way your life was, right, and the way your mom worked and your sister. You mentioned earlier that you depended on your friends a lot too. Mm-hmm. And it's why you want your homeboys at camps and you want your homeboys at games and those different things. It's almost like you had a village.
Yeah.
When you think about the closeness you have to those guys and what they were able to do for you, how much or how influential were those sacrifices from them or were those efforts from them into getting you here?
When we was younger, it didn't even feel like it was like a sacrifice. It was just like when you homies, you don't count favors, so just us just always doing stuff for each other. So it's like my right-hand man, my best friend, Roy, like he would come pick me up for practice or would take me out to lunch at school. Just all my friends that I've had the same friend group since 5th to 6th grade. So just coming up with them and seeing how we're all maturing and everybody's doing their own thing. And they, like I said, they don't need me for anything. We was in high school. I was playing summer basketball. I was playing football. I'm broke. They having jobs and everything, and they having money. So they going out their way to do stuff for me, having me, taking me, bringing me around their family, taking me to have fun and stuff like that. And now it's like, I want them to be a part of this journey because, they already been a part of it this long. It's like, y'all might as well just keep coming, So just to have them be a part of this, it's been a blessing for sure.
And bro, I don't think we ever had the stepfather conversation on this show. And I just thought about it when you said it, man. Like, when did it hit you? Because we actually just talked about it recently where I didn't talk to my dad, my real dad, like my biological father for like 4 or 5 years, and then we had to rekindle our relationship later in life as a grown man. Yeah. But then to have a man that is not your biological father that steps up and, like you say, to get emotion, that cared about you that much. Yeah. And I know I'm sure it's people that watch this show that are stepfathers, just knowing that there's a process to that, of that child to now look at you with such respect, but you have to gain that, I guess. How long did that take?
I remember, because we moved from Detroit to Omaha. That's where all my mom's side of the family was. And I remember her telling me after school when they're telling me we was moving to Wichita, I was like, nah, I'm not, wasn't happy with that because all my family was in Omaha. So it took a while, but as I got older and stuff and just seeing how he would go out of his way to make my mom happy and how he would go out of his way to do stuff for us that he didn't need to, like, that's when I started to gain probably once I was like 18, 19, that's when I gained that greater respect for him because I'm like he been around for the longest and he ain't never asked me for nothing. He don't ever want for nothing. Like, he just like to see us happy. He like to see my mom happy. And he the same as me. As long as my mom and my sister happy, he's straight. So, like, that's why I feel like for him, it's like I almost owe him the world as well because it's like, damn, like, you ain't have to do none of this, bro. He done bought me football cleats, basketball shoes, taking me on road trips, driven me to visits, like, spent countless hours with me talking about football. Like, it's been a lot of stuff. So for him to be in my life and be willing to, give the way he's given to us, it taught me that, like, I'm not too good to do anything for anybody, So, like, just seeing the man that he is, and that rubbed off on me a lot just growing up.
Breece, you wore 28 at Iowa State, another famous Iowa State player, Troy Davis, my guy. Monster.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the only reason you might not be wearing it in the NFL right now is because of Curtis, the Hall of Famer Curtis Martin. What have conversations been like with Curtis? Have he helped you in any sort of way?
I haven't talked to him
not yet.
And
we gotta arrange
the
that.
Troy Davis situation actually is kind of funny because when I was coming out of high school, I went number one out of high school. So a senior got it, and I remember being on the phone with my coach, and he was like, "You want to wear 28?" I didn't know who Troy Davis was at that point. So when our official roster numbers came out and Troy Davis saw that, the last person to wear it was his brother. And when he saw that I had it, it was kind of like, not him bashing me, but he was like, why are y'all just giving my number to some freshman, you know? And like, he's obviously in the history books at Iowa State, but I feel like I left a greater impact than he did because like I didn't get in no trouble. Like I always get back to the community and everything. So like when people talk about who wore 28 at Iowa State, they say Breece Hall, they don't say Troy Davis no more, you know? So I don't look at it as he wore, that's my number.
I see two dogs.
Yeah.
Is what I see. But my last question, we always ask it of our guests, the biggest pivot. What's been your biggest pivot in life? That's that one moment, the most impactful moment in your life that, or is the reason for you being who you are today?
It was in high school when my coach told me when I tell you, my coach, my friends told me I could go to the NFL. I was a sophomore in high school. I hadn't played a varsity game yet. Like, that made me really, like, lock in. And, like I said, my friends did a good job of holding me accountable, making me show up to lifts and stuff every day and not skip nothing. So that's what really helped me separate myself. But when my coach sat me down and he was like, if you want to do this, like, we can really do this, like, that changed my whole mentality of, like, okay, like, I know I'm more talented than everybody, but if I work this much harder, it's going to create that separation this much more to where, you know, I'm going to be able to do whatever I want. So I would say that was one. And then in college, my freshman year, I had graduated high school early, so I was 17 when I got to campus, and I was getting in a lot of trouble. Like, not doing anything bad, I just, like, wasn't going to tutoring some days, wasn't going to class some days, and Coach Campbell, I should have started my freshman year, but he sat me the first 5 games. Yeah, so so that was like, I would get in a play or two here, but I wasn't playing like how I should have, and so he pulled me into his office before game 6, I think, and he was like, this is gonna be the game that we decide to redshirt you, or this is gonna be the game that you get in and go off. We was playing West Virginia that week. He gave the senior backs, the older backs, he gave them 2 series. He put me in. That game I had 185, 3 touchdowns.
Ain't going nowhere.
History from there.
That'll do it.
History from there.
You know, to finish this off, because this is training camp show, the Jets have had a really good defense, Super Bowl caliber defense, in my opinion. You go out, you get Aaron Rodgers in the offseason, he gets injured in the first game. Breece Hall is coming off of an ACL. It's time now. Who will the 2024 Jets be, and why will they be that?
I just think we're going to be exciting. Like, if you look at our offensive side, you got me, Garrett, Mike, and Aaron. All big playmakers, splash plays. We do it big. And then if you look at the defensive side, it's just so much swagger. You got Sauce, you got Quentin, Quincy, CJ. Like, it's just so much swagger on the defensive side of the ball. Hassan, like, just so much confidence. So I just think our team is, if you describe it, it's going to be exciting. Like, it's going to be nothing but big plays happening. I think it's going to be smash-mouth football from the defensive side, and from the offensive side, like I said, it's going to be pick your poison. So we're just going to be an excited team.
Am I stupid to think that the New York Jets can win the AFC East?
No, not at all. We got all the potential to do it.
Can't wait to see it.
Yes, sir.
You gonna whoop my Dolphins?
Hey, that was awesome, man. Appreciate you, bro. That was awesome.
I appreciate you.
They play all 3
That's
of
a
our
good
teams
start.
this year.
And we gonna
They got the Jags, the Steelers, and
I ain't seen the Jags yet. I got to see. Steelers, I ain't worried about the Steelers.
Long arms.
We played up there 2 years.
Huh?
We played up there 2 years, I think. The last 2 years, I believe. Jacksonville.
Yeah, you got
No, we didn't play all last season.
They ain't played last year? It was the year before.
Year before, yeah, I was
Okay.
hurt though. I was already
All right.
hurt.
I thought,
and then Miami, I had that number my rookie year last year that got me, but I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, that's the game. You know how it goes.
We was late. We was late though because he
You
made the
good?
lift so late. It was his fault.
All right, Rube, man. We've been seeing you everywhere. We understand Fanatics Fest is going to be just a one-of-a-kind experience. But you know what it really is, bro. Everybody wants to get to a Michael Rubin party. This is like a Michael Rubin party for the fans.
We're going to make it a Michael Rubin party. We are. I feel that responsibility. We're going to make it incredible. The thing is with this, though, I don't know how no one ever did like a sports festival in any real way. Like, we have it like I went to Coachella this year. I've been to South by Southwest. I've been to Comic-Con. Like so many other industries have great sports festivals, nothing like this in sports. So it was kind of like, we have to do this.
Okay, so August 16th to the 18th in the Javits Center, fans are going to have an opportunity to experience something for the first time of its kind. What will Michael Rubin be looking most forward to presenting to the world?
Well, I think the first thing I want to do is do something that's never been done before and have it be good for everybody around me. So sometimes you can do something that's never been done, but it's unnatural. And so you're like, well, that was too hard, or was it worth doing? I want to do something where people come through, and the 100,000 fans that come through this, like, man, I had the time of my life. This was incredible. I'm going to be there from before it opens every day till after it closes, all 3 days. I will not leave that place. I want to be there to just get input from fans. What do you like the most? What do you like the least? What should we change about it for the future? And from an athlete perspective, we have a big announcement coming. Not ready to do it yet today, but we have 200 athletes that are coming through. And generally when an athlete comes to any type of show, they want to figure out how do they get in, do what they need to do and get out. Yes. We're going to make it so people want to come and hang and stay. Because, we might even create like a little type of white party within.
I like that.
This is the map here. It's pretty cool. Shows you what's going to happen here. So you got, a bunch of athletes with the photo zone here. You got the autograph zone over here.
UFC, NBA. I love the way that everything is spread out too, and where it shows you WWE is here, the MLB, the UFC. Just looking at the many different names of the sports leagues, that's already crazy in itself. But to have collector zones and collector sponsors, how did y'all figure out, okay, how we're going to separate these things? But what made you think these are the places and these are the entities we need inside this building?
Well, we went to all of our big sports properties that we work with and said, hey, we're going to launch this incredible sports festival, and we need you to be part of it, and come bring the best of your sports property in the Fanatics Fest. And that's why I have the NFL, the NBA, UFC, MLB, WWE, NHL, MLS, etc. But then we said, well, what else would people want? Trading cards is really important, but we didn't want this to be the show. We want this to be a key aspect of it. So here you see the collectors, sponsors, the collector's zone here. And so you see this is probably maybe 25% of the show is about collectibles and trading cards and memorabilia versus the entire show with a lot of other people. But then you've got lots of other brands here as well. So you've got the Fanatics Sportsbook, you've got the Giants Superstore, you've got Topps, you've got New Era, you've got Mitchell & Ness, you've got Lids, but then you've got art here. So we really want to bring so many different things together.
August 16th through 18th, Fanatics Fan Fest, New York City, because you already heard the man, is going to London. We're going to go to LA. This will be bigger than just one event, but August 16th through the 18th at the Javits Center in New York. Can't wait to see you all there.
And this is our first time. Never done it before, but you know what? You got to dream big. And if you don't dream big and will it to existence, it doesn't happen. So we start Javits August 16th, 18th, but then we say, okay, how do we make it better? Where's next? That's what we're going to do. And so it's going to be fun.
But I'll tell you this, you sold yourself short, though. You said it's the first time you've ever did it. This is the first time anybody has ever done it.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, Fanatics Fest NYC, I can't wait.
My man.
Hold up, limitless, niggas to me can't pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On this vision, I can trust. Limitless, niggas to me can't pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up.